Hi, my name is Brendon Lewis, an Internet Marketing Master Student of Full Sail University, and this is a keynote presentation on click fraud prevention and termination, hence the images and theme of the Terminator. Now, all of the information in this presentation is based on the secondary research that I conducted using internet resources such as Ad Media, YouTube, Words in a Row, Entrepreneur.com, Dictionary.com, as well as ClickSeas.com. So, with that, we'll take a look into exactly what click fraud is. Now, you may ask, what is click fraud? Well, I'll give you the technical definition. According to dictionary.com, click fraud is the practice of repeatedly clicking on specific advertisements simply to raise the cost to the marketer. Now, a more basic definition of click fraud is when someone purposefully goes to your website and clicks on the advertisement over and over and over again. This is known as click bombing. And unlike dictionary.com's definition, I left out the reasoning, which we'll talk about in this next slide. Now, why would someone want to commit click fraud? Honestly, there's many reasons. One is to eliminate the competition. Competitors of your site might be looking to generate fraudulent clicks or clicks that don't actually have the possibility to become a conversion in order to raise your company's advertising bills and or to get you banned from Google AdSense, which distributes the ads to publishers. Now, competitors might figure if you two are battling for positions in SEO or positions in consumer marketplaces, it might help them to drain your advertising dollars while also preventing you from being able to host advertisements on your website. Basically, they commit fraud to hurt your pockets and gain the advantage in the competition. Now, another reason people commit click fraud is for personal gain. Some website publishers will actually click bomb themselves or have family and friends click bomb their own ads in hopes of gaining more money from Google AdSense for the mass amount of clicks that are happening on their advertisements. Now, to be frank, this is pretty dumb because Google tracks these clicks, and if say 100 of your friends are clicking on your ads repeatedly and none of them actually, you know, convert, it's pretty apparent that there's some click fraud going on. And you always get caught, and in some jurisdictions, it's considered a felony. So there's a reason to commit, but this one's a pretty silly reason. Last but not least, people commit click fraud simply for malicious intent. Some people are just mean spirited and just click bomb for the sake of click bombing. One of my secondary resources, Lisa Irby, who runs createawebsite.com, has had people click bomb her site and then go to her YouTube channel to comment and brag about it. So basically, people commit click fraud because they're a jerk. They have nothing better to do with their time. It's pretty sad, but it does happen. Now, it may or may not seem obvious, but I'm going to give you two main reasons why it's important to prevent and terminate click fraud. The first is that it costs you money as a marketer. If you're using a pay-per-click service such as Google AdWords, and a non-consumer decides to click on your ad 1,000 times without buying anything from your company, you still have to pay for those 1,000 clicks that led to no conversions. And basically, your advertising dollars have just been thrown away. So, let's just say the first reason to prevent and terminate click fraud is to save money. Now, the second reason is that if click fraud occurs on your advertisements as a publisher, you will be penalized for it. As a publisher, you can and will be banned from Google AdSense if click fraud occurs on the ads that are posted on your website, which means that you won't be able to make any extra money from advertising other brands on your site. So even though you had nothing to do with the jerk who decided to click bomb the advertisements on your site, you can and will be penalized for it by Google AdSense. So with that, I gave you two reasons, but there's really only one main reason to prevent and terminate click fraud: money. If you want to save money as a marketer and make money as a publisher, try your best to prevent and terminate click fraud. And there's some organic slash free ways to do it. And here's how. Number one, don't promote your advertisements to your family and friends. Now, some people have self sabotaged themselves by thinking that if they can get everyone they know to click on the ads on their sites, they'll get more money from Google AdSense for the mass amount of clicks that those ads have received. Well, you're wrong. With those 1,000 clicks and no conversions, it's pretty clear that there's some click fraud going on, and ultimately, you will be banned. Number two, monitor your click rate. Be aware of your clicks and where they're coming from. If one IP address is clicking on the advertisements on your site more than 10 times, be the first to report to Google AdSense using their invalid clicks contact form. If you make them aware of your click fraud, you have a better chance of not getting banned. Excuse me. Now, the third way to organically prevent and terminate click fraud is to wait until you have traffic to join AdSense. This is so that you and Google already have an idea of what kind of traffic you get. If you usually get 5 visitors a day, then there's no reason as to why the ads on your sites are getting 20 clicks a day other than click fraud. Number four, monitor your keyword competitors. As stated before, competitors have been known to click bomb websites in order to gain the upper hand in SEO. It's extremely dirty, but some people and organizations clearly don't mind playing dirty. So it's best to know where your competitor stands and what they're up to because they could be click bombing your site. Last but not least, the fifth way that you can organically or free prevent and terminate click fraud is to understand and aim at your consumer. As a marketer, if you know that majority of your users get online between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m., then there's no need to be running ads on your website between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. By knowing when your consumers consume, you can eliminate the chances of those advertisements getting in the wrong hands, and more importantly, you can prevent click fraud from happening to you. Now, say you've done everything free to prevent in term you've used every free option to prevent and terminate click fraud, and those solutions just haven't worked. Well, now it's time to pull out the big guns. That's right, software click fraud preventers and terminators. Now, there's many different platforms of anti-click fraud software, but there's one that I feel is a really great tool for preventing and terminating click fraud. It's called ClickCease.com, and according to their website, ClickCease is a unique click fraud protection service that monitors your AdWords ads and stops click fraud activity before it happens, allowing you to get more leads for every dollar spent using Google AdWords. Here's how it works. According to ClickCease.com, you register with ClickCease, and they'll send you an HTML code that you place in your site's code. And that's it. ClickCease does the rest. From there, they analyze every click with a special algorithm that checks for fraudulent characteristics. Once an IP address who is committing click fraud has been identified, they are immediately and automatically blocked. And that's according to their website. So simply put, ClickCease Click Fraud Protection Service gives you more time to focus on making money and less on worrying about click fraud. Now I'm sure you're wondering, but how much does it cost? Well, on this slide, I've screenshotted 3 of the 4 plans directly from ClickCease.com. Now, as you can see, there's a $15 and $35 a month plan as well as a premium plan, which doesn't have a price listed. I'll note that there's a $50 plan, but for the sake of space in this presentation, I've only included 3 of the 4. Now, all these plans come with 24/7 monitoring, real-time reports, and email notifications of fraudulent clicks. The difference between these plans are the amount of ad clicks and page views that ClickCease will analyze and track. Obviously, the more you pay, the more they'll analyze and track. Now, with the premium plan, there's unlimited everything, and you'll have to contact ClickCease.com yourself for those prices. The good thing about all of these plans is that there's no contract for their services, which means that you can cancel at any time. So, this is specifically for anybody who hasn't had success in preventing and terminating click fraud the free way. Or maybe the free way has been working, but you just need some click fraud reinforcements. Whatever the case may be, ClickCease is a great and effective tool for preventing and terminating click fraud. Now, in this presentation,
Hasta la vista, baby.
I forget about that. Now, in this presentation, I have introduced you to click fraud and what it is. I've told you about why people commit click fraud and why you want to prevent and terminate it. And last but not least, I've taught you how to prevent and terminate click fraud for free and with the help of a very powerful and effective paid service program, ClickCease.com. Click fraud is very serious, and I don't want it to happen to you. I give you all this information just so that we can all say, hasta la vista, baby, to click fraud. So don't be a victim of click fraud. You now have the knowledge and tools to prevent yourself from becoming a victim of click fraud. And in the event that it does happen, you now have the ClickCease Click Fraud Terminator on your side. Once again, my name is Brendon Lewis, an Internet Marketing Master's student of Full Sail University, and I'd like to thank you for watching. And remember, I'll be back.